Welcome to my channel. My name is Crystal Stevens. I'm formerly a special ed teacher, part of the DOE in New York City, but now I've decided to transition because of the hardships that I face due to burnout, paperwork, excessive micromanagement, and a plethora of other things. So, if you find yourself on that side of the table, then come on over and sit down and let's have a chat. If you're still here with us, go ahead and do yourself a favor, like and subscribe to this channel. Now let's jump right on into it. A little bit about myself. You see, I am the product of the public school system from New York. So I decided to become a teacher because I thought it was my passion, my mission. Well, it still is. It just doesn't have to be in the classroom. I've dedicated over 10 years of being a licensed special ed teacher, working in some of the most underserved schools, underfunded schools, i.e., Title I schools. I love the students. I actually love the job, but it's the other things, the politics, or if you know it as the politricks. That's what drives me crazy and makes me run from the system. You see, when I was in college getting my master's, I remember I had a professor that said the average teacher lasts between 3 to 5 years. Well, welcome me, year 10. So I know I've beat out the majority of the people that, just don't have the strength to last. But around 2020, I realized there was a shift within me. And I said, there's more to me than just lesson plans. There's more to me than just IEPs, 504s, differentiation, scaffolding, meetings, PDs, underpaid, working on the weekends, working in the evenings, staying late, coming early. And I started to feel burnt out. If you know me, well, you're getting to know me. You see, I'm a creative being. Anything that I can do with my hands, art, just anything that I can make or do, it really drives me forward. So in the beginning, that's how I felt when it came to lesson planning. I was so ecstatic to always come home to lesson plan and lesson plan. I'm like, yes, I'm going to plan for all the misconceptions, my small groups, what I'm going to have my paraprofessionals do. I even went as far as including my paraprofessionals in my lesson plan to make sure that she knew or he knew exactly what was expected of them. Bulletin boards on point, everything aligned, standards, um, objective, learning target, all of those things align. Exit ticket, homework, collecting data every 6 weeks, ceases. But I started to feel unfulfilled. You see, I do have those small success stories. So let me give you one. My first year teaching, it was in a high school that was predominantly for students that had IEPs. A lot of these students came from like Rikers Island, or they were in group homes, or a lot of them were parents. The students that usually get just pushed to the side, I worked in that population and I actually loved it. After 2 years, the principal gave me the boot. But anyways, I met this particular student within my first year becoming a teacher, and we're gonna call him Murray. So Murray was just a student that you knew he had the potential, but he was kind of lost. So he had 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And along the way, he faced some real hardships that included his mom becoming deceased. He's about to lose where he's living, his apartment, and that started to affect him academically. He fell off for a little while, but I just kept checking in with him, and eventually he came back to school. Fast forward, this young man transitioned from my school building to a common school so he can be able to get a regular high school diploma. In my building, they were not able to get a high school diploma. They had to go to another building. So through that time, I still kept contact with him. We became so close that his day was like a half a day that he came back to the building after he finished his day at his building. And he would just sit in my classroom and became like my little assistant. Fast forward, he ended up graduating. He ended up graduating. That's a success story for me because I saw that this young man went from having all these hardships, but because he had someone that cared and showed up for him, he showed up for himself. As a result of that, because I knew he did not have no family, I said, you make sure you get that high school diploma, you do what you got to do. I make sure you fly from head to toe. I'm from the Bronx. So you already know if you're from the Bronx or Harlem or anything like that, fashion really matters to us, okay? Especially young people. So these Jordans came out. When I tell you we went to Champs and I bought him everything that he needed from socks, t-shirt, a regular shirt, basketball shorts, because that's what he wanted to wear, sneakers, a fitted. He had everything that he needed to have so he can look and feel good about his success walking across that stage. The principal, let me tell you about the principal. He knew that I was the closest person to him in the building. Everybody knew that. I'd be lying if I said that I went to his graduation and I was able to witness him walk across the stage. Absolutely not. The principal would not allow me to get that time to just go to his graduation, and I would have came back. I didn't even, requesting for the whole day to be off. But anyways, that's that. Things like that is what makes me feel good about teaching. But on the flip side, when you have someone that's in leadership, right, the boss, jefe, they make the decision whether you can or you can't. And you feel tied and you feel like you can't like soar and just be yourself and be this butterfly. So for many years, I tried to divvy and dab in so many different things. I started investing in the stock market. I created my first business. And when I say my first business, I went as far as creating my LLC. I ordered products from China. I was just doing everything that I possibly can do. Then I transitioned over to doing another business, the 360 booth. Woo! Got an LLC for that too. But I realized, like, oh, I don't have a vehicle to be able to move this around. It's costing me more money to keep renting vehicles or someone to, help me move for me to be successful in this field, which I still own that product itself. Excuse me. And then I just thought, so you know what? Why not just take what I know, my expertise, right? Because I am authority in my field, in my area, and just talk about them and just put it maybe in a book or on a worksheet and make my stuff become monetized so I could be able to help so many other teachers and educators. Because I'm here to tell you something right now. If you are a teacher in New York City, especially if you are a special ed teacher, in order to be able to run a full classroom by yourself, you need a master's degree. hmm That means that you had to do a capstone, an ed TPA, and take about 5 to 7 exams through Pearson and pass with a certain score in order to get your certification. And each step of the way, you have to pay for these things, right? Now, if you're on that winning side like I am, then you have a lot of skills, right? You know how to organize, you know how to manage, you know about time management, classroom management, you know how to manage adults, especially if you had a classroom para or maybe two classroom paras. So you had a classroom para and then a para for a student for a one-to-one, right? Maybe you had to be the person to turnkey information from a PD. You know how to write one of the most important documents that can help make or break a child in their academic career. And that is called the Individual Educational Plan, abbreviated as the IEP. Those are skills. You are good at storytelling. You are good at being able to help that reader paint a picture about that student. You know how to make projects and lessons and different materials from scratch to meet the student where they are. You know how to pivot. And I can go on and on with the different skills that you have and that I have as well. And every other teacher in this nation have. And these are just not any skills that anybody can have. These are high level skills that we have studied, we have been tested for. And let's not forget the observations that you have to get, right? You have to get the formal, that is for the duration of the entire period. You have to get your informal, that's probably like 2 times a year. And side note, they can walk into your classroom at any given time and stay to do any type of observation or just be part of the classroom community. Now, we're not on Broadway. We're not on Broadway. But you can't tell me we are not damn good actors. I think we are. So that's what made me decided to pivot from just being in a classroom to taking my skills and package them in a way that I can be successful for Crystal and still be able to educate people. Education do not just have to be in the four walls within a classroom. You can educate throughout the day. So if you find yourself on that side, just like me, and if anything that I'm saying is resonating to you, this is the perfect time for you to hit that subscribe button, that like button, so you could always come around and just get some good information so we can build a community together. Here we are going to talk about our struggles, our woes, our victories, right? Because teaching is just not all bad. It's really management that makes it bad, and politics of it that probably can make things a little different. And most importantly, how you can take your high level skill and you can be able to start to monetize those worksheets. What if I showed you how to go on Canva, create a worksheet? Download it as a PDF file. Go over to Teachers Pay Teachers and then upload that file. And then you take pins and you go over to Pinterest and you create a storyboard over there. Those are your worksheets that you have created. Or how about I can show you how to start your own YouTube channel just with the skills that you already know from the classroom. Example, if you are a math teacher, you can create an entire YouTube page, a YouTube channel just about math, showing examples of math. Same thing for science. Let me give you a little hint. Us teachers, when we need to get something together and we need all the students to be in one area at one time, our favorite thing to do is to run to YouTube. We'll put on a dancing song video, we'll put on a quiet video, a countdown video. Oh, countdown videos are our favorite. Do you know regular people made those channels? The countdown videos, the dancing videos, the quiet noise videos. We want the class to be quiet. I can show you how to take those same skills and create them for yourself so you can start creating revenue. Guys, if you are looking to pivot from the classroom and take your skills and package them in a way that is beneficial and financial beneficial and is a financial gain for you on the flip side, then continue to stick around so we can build this community together and just learn about how we all have the same skills and we can network, we can share our woes, our concerns, and who knows, we may be the next big thing. So until next time, guys, it's a pleasure. And all things Crystal Stevens. Look forward to seeing you, and you